You will have lots of patience and always smiling and always laughing. So thank you so much for being here with us. Sue Holmes é uma profissional da prática do Feng Shui há muitos anos. How long have you been practicing Feng Shui, Sue?
Since 2003.
Okay. But you're just a young girl, so this is not a long time, so it's fine. Mas a Sue, ela vai falar um bocadinho do seu projeto e vai falar um bocadinho da sua prática. A Sue Holmes, em particular, é reconhecida, para além da prática do Feng Shui, propriamente dita, ela é reconhecida com a prática de space clearing. A prática de space clearing, como também a prática da geobiologia e da radiestesia, do qual nos vai falar a Sheila Cardim, a seguir à Sue, são práticas complementares a esta arte do Feng Shui e mais linguagem adicional para nós complementarmos e modernizarmos e cada vez mais podermos utilizar esta ferramenta como desenvolvimento pessoal. So Sue, now you have all the words. Please let us know a little bit about you, a little bit about, or a lot, not a little, a lot, about what you do, and thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Solange. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. It's lovely to be here with you all. And my name's Sue Holmes, and I'm a shamanic practitioner and Feng Shui consultant and a teacher. And I'm living in the UK at the moment, but I'm actually in the process of coming to Lisbon. So I'm going to be there in February and March, and then moving over in the summer. That's the plan. So really look forward to seeing more of you and getting to know more of you and making more friends in the Portuguese family. I've really loved coming over, and the times that I've spent teaching and coming to the festivals there and the conferences. It's been really wonderful. So what I'd like to share this evening is a bit more about the space clearing work that I do. And as we said, I do work with Feng Shui, and I see it as being a very holistic way of working. And one of the things I really love about space clearing is the very instant effects that it can have on a building, and also the process that a person goes through. So they have the opportunity anyway to really come on board with the process, and for it to make a very significant before and after in their lives. So really it's all about finding out about the Akashic records, if you like, the history of what's ever happened in that building, what's ever happened on the land, even before the building arrived there. All of the history, her story, everything that's ever taken place there. And for me, if I do the Feng Shui without doing the space clearing, it's a bit like putting on a beautiful new dress, but I didn't have a bath beforehand. You know, it's like everything's beautifully arranged, but what about the energy that's still hanging around from the previous people? So if you just think about anybody's life, anybody that you know, everybody has a certain amount of stress, of losses, of challenges, difficulties in their life, and it can be in their relationships. There can be arguments, there can be separations, there can be losses and bereavements, there can be ill health, and then that's just in your average household, like every household. And then in some situations there can be some very strong things that can happen, really, really heavy traumas, and bankruptcies or abuse or domestic violence or addictions, and even just the sort of, most people have some kind of an addictions and patterns and neurosis which is hanging around in the house. So also in the same way that we would if we go and buy second-hand furniture or second-hand clothing, you'd want to make sure that you really gave it a really good clean before you wore it. So coming into a new home or living in a home where other people have lived there, all of their most intimate experiences, their sex life, everything, their dreams, everything that's ever happened in their home, we're moving into that energy. And if you think about how old some buildings are, there's a huge amount of stories that have taken place there. And of course, sometimes you're going to have echoes of love and of creativity and of some of the beauty that's happened there as well. But still, it's somebody else's story. So I find it's very good to have a clean slate. And even if it's just our own energy, if you only look back over the last 12 months and think what a roller coaster that's been for so many people. So many people have gone through, most people, I would imagine, have gone through quite an intense year and have experienced some stresses, maybe some frustration, some anger, some stress around finances, a sense of loneliness, not being so connected to loved ones, confusion, wondering what on earth's going on, who to believe, with all kinds of different news coming from different sources. So it's been an intense year. So I think that as we're coming into the springtime, it's a really perfect time for space clearing. Paula, can you make everybody mute? Because I can hear somebody shuffling.
Yes, please, por favor, desliguem os vossos microfones, está bem? É desafiante depois para a pessoa que está a falar ouvir essas ressonâncias. Pedimos a todos, por favor, mantenham os microfones desligados. Eu também vou desligar o meu.
Obrigada. So the way that I work is one-to-one, or myself plus it could be one person, or it could be a couple or a family with their home, and of course also I'm teaching. And when we're working one-to-one, particularly this year, I've got used to working. Everybody's got used to doing it online much more. So it's very encouraging to work with people from all different countries, all different places, and for people to see how effective it is. And also I invite people, they can either take part as much as they'd like to, or they can just kind of leave me to it. But I think it's really good if people do take part at least as much as they're writing the intention, what their intention is for their life, what it is they want to let go of, what it is they want to call in, and to help creating some beautiful flower offerings that get placed around the house. And then they can also take part and have a very cathartic experience of the letting go and of the calling in the new, if they would like to. But obviously that's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody likes to take part in energy work. So it's really about seeing what's right for each client. And of course it's also nice to work in person in someone's home when that's possible. And when I'm teaching, I'm offering online trainings, as well as teaching in person. So you may have heard about the course that took place previously in Portugal, which was really amazing. And so looking forward to being back and teaching in person there soon. And in the meantime, I've got an online training happening, which is either 6 months or 12 months. So there's you can do the practitioner level or the advanced practitioner level. So it's a very detailed, in-depth and comprehensive training. And I like to see it as working with 6 different roles or arts or archetypes, if you like. So beginning, as always, with how it is to be the practitioner, so that we learn how to really space clear our own home and get really comfortable with the work and the ceremonies and all of the tools that we're using. and put it all into practice and get ourselves in a really good shape so that we can then have confidence to go to somebody else's home to offer the work. And really, I think that there's it's really a path of awakening and enlightenment as well, because I've discovered so much about myself in the journey of doing this work, and I really see that in the participants as well. How much it's a path of really doing our own inner space clearing, so that we can then hold space for the outer work, and that's a wonderful gift that comes with it. Because if we're doing the work, if we're offering the work to somebody, it's really, you know, our energy and our presence and how we show up is such a vital part of the work that's taking place. And then how to be a consultant. So that's the second role. And so what it is to work in a professional way. So dealing with ethics, dealing with healthy boundaries, and you know, for both yourself and your clients, how to communicate through each step of the process, and how to deal with the kind of challenges that can come up. So I'm very happy to share all of the stories that I've been through in working full time in this way. I'm working with clients full time for 25 years. And so I've got lots of stories and anecdotes that I can share that can be helpful for people who, so that you get to be kind of have a heads up of certain situations that can happen. So that can be helpful. And then working with number 3 is the art of ceremony. How it is to hold space for a beautiful ceremony, and how to hold space for your client's process as well. So we need to have sort of one eye on what's going on in the space, and one keeping an eye on our client to see how they're doing, and how to really create something that's both beautiful and authentic and powerful and meaningful for the client. So it's really vitally important that we make sure that we're using language and working in a way that they're comfortable with and that is appropriate for them. And then how it is to be a healer of spaces. So I also run a training course for healing people, and these skills can be transferred into healing spaces. But, you know, obviously it's there's some differences, but really working in with sound tools very much, and working with our own voice, finding the confidence to use our voice, which is an incredibly powerful healing tool, because you can express so much love through your voice as well as the sounds. So that's very beautiful to actually learn different ways in which our own voice can be a healing tool. Working, what I call it as a chi detective, is a very important part of being a professional space clearer, because we don't just go in and waft some smoke around and some sounds around. It's really important to go in and detect the energy of what's there, what needs healing, what has happened here. And that's something that we develop over time, how to perceive the energies, how to feel into what's happened there, so that we are acknowledging what's happened and we know what's being cleared. But also taking care, I think it's good to just find out the minimum that we need to find out, so that we can actually do the clearing, not getting lost in the stories. And then coming to be a geomancer. So healing the land, I found, is very powerful way to work with space clearing, because as the land has a release, so the house releases, and there's generally a relationship between geopathic stress and stagnant energies within the home. So by synchronizing and earth healing at the same time as the space clearing, I find that really amplifies the transformation. So learning how to connect with the spirit of the land, and how to use dowsing and earth acupuncture, and working with crystals and other tools to do some beautiful work on the land underneath and around the building. And finally, working as a shaman. So this, for me, it takes it all to another level again, because it's not just me, Sue Holmes, going around kind of calling to the angels and then carrying on with the work. It's really having a very, very deep relationship with certain spirit guides, and that's different for each practitioner. And being able to journey to the guides to ask for their wisdom in what needs to happen to bring healing to this place, and then bringing their energy in and merging with them to actually go around and do the clearing work and the invocation work. So that brings immense power and blessings to the work. And it's also very helpful for doing divination, for like oracle card readings, for example, which can be very helpful to give insights and guidance to the clients, and for doing deep extraction, shamanic extraction work, such as clearing ancestral patterns and curses and vows, and sometimes some very powerful things like that, which can be affecting a building. And also spirit release where needed. So that's something that obviously that can happen sometimes. We can come across that in buildings, and so it's really important to be able to deal with that in a really safe and appropriate way, and a way that's good for everybody concerned, yourself, the client, the spirits.
Por que eu não consigo pôr a gaja em pausa? Não, filho.
Olha, eu vou mesmo pedir, por favor, para desligarem os sons do microfone, tá? Porque realmente a única partilha que nós estamos aqui para ouvir será neste momento a da Sue, tá bem? Peço realmente o vosso cuidado, tá? Obrigada. Sorry, Sue.
That's okay, obrigada.
Eu só queria falar uma coisa, é possível?
Minha querida, agora neste momento não. Nós depois no
É só porque a dificuldade do inglês, porque de certeza que não sou a única e há muita gente que não deve estar a perceber metade das coisas.
Sim,
obrigada.
Sim.
Obrigada.
O que estava previsto nesta palestra era precisamente este acontecimento. Esta palestra
obrigada.
depois vai ficar disponível no Facebook em termos de gravação. Poderá aceder novamente e pedir ajuda com
Obrigada.
Está bem?
Obrigada.
Obrigada também. Obrigada e boa noite. Sorry, Sue.
That's okay. So, and also, so as you can see, it's quite an in-depth process, and also bringing in healthy home aspects like electromagnetic fields, which are things that affect us now in the modern age, and also bringing in some intuitive feng shui and form school. So that's the whole package that we look at over the 6 months, and then there's a 12-month option. That's the whole 12 months. And also how to run a business, how to market yourself. So I can share everything that quite a bit of what I've learned along the way. So that's the full kind of package if you're interested in that as an online training, which starts in May. And there's going to be aspects of that I'll obviously be teaching next time I can do it in person as well. But what I'd like to also share is some DIY space clearing ideas for people who are interested, but they don't want to go, they don't want to do a whole training in it, and perhaps they don't have the budget to book a full one-to-one ceremony with me. So what I think is a nice way to go about it is to think about it in a very kind of sweet and down-to-earth kind of and playful sense. And that is to think of it as being a spring clean combined with a housewarming party. So I don't know if you, I hope you can understand the concept of spring cleaning and a housewarming party. Yeah.
I'm translating.
Yeah.
Now this sharing, I'm translating this part so that people can all participate. Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm writing.
Okay,
So
lovely.
you speak and
Okay.
I write.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So yeah, so depending on maybe there's somebody that you pray to. So going about it in a prayerful way. So you might like to, in your own way, maybe you already have a home altar, or maybe you get a candle. You could create a flower offering, or just have a candle. Maybe you have some crystals there, whatever, some flowers, whatever feels nice to make your own little ritual. And when you light the candle, you can speak your own inauguration speech. You know, this word inauguration speech is what they've been calling the speech when the new president comes in. So this is your speech that you're speaking out loud from your heart of your intentions to your home, to have that, whatever it is you want to speak to your home. And I think it's, I think it's nice to start off with some thank yous. You know, thank you for keeping me warm through this winter. Thank you for taking care of me through this lockdown that we've been going through. And sorry, I've been a bit grumpy. But thanks for holding space for that, or whatever it is you want to share. You know, what it is, whatever it is that's honest and sincere and in your heart that you feel that you can share. And then bringing some water. And instead of, when maybe you have a cleaner, or maybe you clean your own house, but instead of doing it with cleaning products or, chemicals, if you take some water and put some essential oils in, so something like rosemary, lavender, lemon, frankincense, those kinds of, anything you've got that smells nice and that feels like it's got a cleansing properties. Obviously, rose is lovely because that's very love vibration. And then give your house a clean. Not so you don't tire yourself out, but go around giving the house a clean, and put on some music that helps you to tune into the kind of energies that you're clearing away. So you could put on some sad music. You could put on some angry music. You could put on something that helps you to get into that those feelings as you're doing the cleaning. So there's a kind of cleaning process going, physical cleaning going on, whilst you're singing along to some kind of sad song or angry song or whatever. And open the windows. And what you might like to do, if you want to take it to add in another layer, is to use a drum or a rattle. You could get some beans or some lentils or something in a jar that makes a sound, or you can easily buy a rattle either from an online shamanic shop or from eBay. Somewhere online you can find a rattle, and then use the rattle to go around shaking it all around the walls, especially in the corners, using lots of breath, using lots of imagination and intention, just having the intention that you're clearing away the old energy, and using your imagination to sit in whichever way is meaningful to you, seeing that old energy kind of being broken up by the rattle or by your singing and your dancing. So this is the spring clean effect to clear away the old. And then coming into the next stage. So with space clearing, we start off with preparation and then the clearing, and then we come to the invocation and the sealing. So in the invocation part, you can then switch to putting on some really happy music. Think about whatever it is that you're calling in. You want to call in, maybe you're calling in some romance, maybe you're calling in success. So put on some music that really really is uplifting, really gets you going, and have a really good dance and sing along and really express a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and put lots of happy vibrations into your home. And then you can close it with a prayer of gratitude. Again, really, expressing how grateful, even though we might moan that we're in this kind of restrictions in life at the moment, but expressing gratitude for your home, and with a sense of gratitude for all the good things to come and a sense of excitement as well. So I hope that that might be a little kind of playful way of doing a kind of space clearing ceremony in your own home without needing all the fancy tools and the full training. So yes, if you want to get hold of me, it's Sue Holmes and it's firehorse.uk.com. And I'll hand you back over to Paula now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Obrigada. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. And thank you also to the School of Feng Shui in Lisbon, in Portugal, for inviting me to be here. Thank you so much. Obrigada.
Thank you, Sue. I'm writing. You're speaking, and I'm writing all very in a hurry. But I think people got the point. Thank you so much for your share. Also, very happy that you're coming to live with us here in Portugal. Looking forward to working with you.
Yes.
So,
thank you so much. Me too.
So that we can laugh together.
Yes.
Because, Sue has a laughter that involves. A Sue tem riso, só riso de Sue afasta todos os espíritos maus. Just your laughter sends away all the bad energy.
Yeah.
So it's very strong. Thank you so much, Sue. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula.
E agora vou passar à nossa Sheila Carlinho. É nossa, porque é nossa aluna, porque também é consultora, é arquiteta, profissão, e é